Good evening, everybody, and welcome to UMD Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions in Bulldog Country. This is Matt Johnson coming to you live from Romano Gym here in Duluth, where the Bulldogs returning home to take on the number 8 ranked team in the country, the Northern State Wolves. We'll talk more about them in just a second, but the Bulldogs coming into this contest tonight with a record of 13-1 overall, 6-0, a perfect record in the NSIC under 17th year head coach Jim Booz. They're rated number 4 in the latest AVCA Division II Top 25 rankings. The Bulldogs have won 12 straight matches. Their only loss so far here this year coming against Cal State Bernardino, the top-ranked team in the nation, at the Texan Invitational on September 6th. The Bulldogs sweeping a pair of matches last weekend on the road against Mary on Friday and Minot State on Saturday. On Friday, the 4th, at Mary, the Bulldogs winning 3-0 by scores of 25-15, 25-12, and 25-15. UMD hitting .368 for the match while holding the Marauders to just 0-2-0 hitting. Kate Berg led the way for UMD, 19 kills. She hit .444 for the match, while Emily Baltz had 37 assists. Keena Seifert, meanwhile, dug up 17 balls for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, on Saturday, the next day, they traveled over to Minot to sweep the Beavers, also in 3 sets, 25-20, 25-19, and 25-15. UMD hitting .272 for the match, while the Beavers hit .093. Kate Berg posted a double-double for the Bulldogs. She had 11 kills, hit .308, and also had 13 digs. Emily Baltz with 35 assists, and Keena Seifert also with 16 digs for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Northern State coming in here 12-2 overall, 5-1 in NSIC. Like I mentioned, they are ranked number 8 in the latest AVCA Division II Top 25 rankings under 9th-year head coach Brent Aldridge. They're the defending NSIC champions and were the preseason pick to win the conference in the NSIC preseason poll. The Wolves come in here having won their last 3 outings, having swept Minnesota Crookston 3-0 and Bemidji State 3-0 last weekend at Wax Arena in Aberdeen, South Dakota. On Friday versus Crookston, it was a 25-13, 25-11, and 25-21 victory for the Wolves. Jenna Reif led the way with 16 kills. Ashley Roselle, 41 assists. Jaden Langley had 12 digs, while Laura Snyder also added up 11 digs. And meanwhile, on Saturday against Bemidji State, very, very impressive performance for Coach Aldridge and the Wolves. They defeated the Beavers of Bemidji State 25-9, 25-18, and 25-11. Laura Snyder led the way again offensively, 14 kills. Morgan Baufield had 11 more kills. Peyton Ellingson also with 10 kills. Ashley Roselle with a double-double, 35 assists and 13 digs. Jenna Reif with 20 digs, while Jane Langley and Laura Oshner each had 11 digs as well in that matchup. So that gives you a quick summary of where the two teams are at here, heading into this top 10 matchup here at Romano Gym. And with that, we will take our first break of the pregame and come back with the introduction of the two teams, courtesy of public address announcer Dave Walter, the national anthem, and then the opening serve of this NSIC contest between the Bulldogs and the Northern State Wolves. Right after this, this is Bulldog Women's Volleyball on Bulldog Productions in Bulldog Country.
Classroom, competition, community. This is our gold standard. This is Bulldog Country. We go beyond the big save, beyond the big spike, and beyond every big play. Because we strive to be bigger than the game. We're national champions, student athletes, and role models, giving equal effort in all arenas. UMD Athletics, inspiring a region, building leaders.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
right, so the two teams have been formally introduced. The national anthem has been played, and we're just about ready to get this top 10 contest between the Bulldogs and the Northern State Wolves underway here from Romano Gym on a chilly Friday night here at the Twin Ports of Duluth in Superior. Matt Johnson now joined on the broadcast by Stephanie Soroyan. And Steph, this is going to be an interesting contest, and I'm going to just turn things over to you here and let you talk about the keys of the game for the game tonight, and also the key players in your eyes here for this top 10 matchup between the Bulldogs and the Wolves.
So the biggest key of the game is that UMD right now is sitting undefeated, number 1 at the top of the conference. Northern is only 1 game behind at 5-1. So they win tonight. They're sitting pretty. They're top of the conference. So they're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of fight in them to kind of get that win. So UMD really needs to be on their game to remain undefeated. Another one is ball control always. If UMD can pass it, they have a lot of offensive options. The setter can kind of go wherever she wants, and it's their game. Lastly, defense. Northern State is the highest hitting percentage in the conference, so defense on UMD's part is going to be crucial. Their players to watch, Meredith Sutton. She's a sophomore outside. She's been on a hot streak. She was player of the week last year, I believe. And she's an offensive threat out there, so you can expect to see a lot of balls to go her way. And then lastly for Northern, Laura Snyder, she's a junior right side, so she's going to be someone you can expect to see a lot of sets to.
So there are your keys to the match, and right away it's a service error for the Bulldogs, and senior setter Emily Baltz serving one in the net. Again, thank you for joining us here on Friday night. Big top 10 matchup between these two sides. Matt Johnson alongside Stephanie Soroyan. Bulldogs and Northern State. These two teams met twice last year, both matches going 5 sets, so we could be in for a long evening here at Romano. It should be a fun evening, however, as the Bulldogs now. Here's Baltz on the set to Summer Ballard coming on the slide, and she swings cross court, puts down a kill, and the Bulldogs have evened it up and gotten a side out. 1-1 your score here early, just underway. Crowd continuing to file in. Good sized crowd.
Yes.
You expect it for a top 10 matchup between these two. Kate Berg goes back to serve, junior from Wyzetta. Now on the outside, here's a swing, and using the Bulldog block for a kill on the outside was the aforementioned Snyder. She is a load on the outside, hitting 375 on the season, and averaging more than 4 kills per set, so we will keep an eye on her. Number 10 in the black jerseys worn by the Wolves here this evening. 2-1 after the side out. We get the serve now from the Wolves. Sutton on the receive, now Baltz to the outside, swing by Hannah Meyer, and she gets stuffed at the net. 3 of the first 4 points here to the Wolves. These two teams, like I said, pretty much dead even a year ago.
Yes.
Bulldogs finished 17-3 in the league last year. Northern 18-2 to win the conference for the first time in their program's history. As now Ballard with a swing uses the block in the middle and gets her second kill. Nice to see the sophomore get a couple of kills here at the start. Set number 1, the Bulldogs side out and are now down by a 3-2 score as Keena Seifert comes in to serve for the first time for UMD on the evening. Seifert. This is Roselle now to the outside. There's another swing, and it's going to go out. And Northern's looking for a touch. Again with Snyder with the big swing. They're going to say no touch, though. She hits it over the end line on the Bulldog side of the court, so an attack error, and that was pretty tight, Steph.
That might be one that Kate Berg got away with there. That looked like she maybe touched it.
Now here's Berg on the dig for the Bulldogs. Now Abby Thor with her first swing of the match, and it'll go wide. Now the Bulldogs looking for a touch, and there was none coming, so both teams now questioning the up ref already, and we haven't even played 10 points yet. 4-3 your score.
Fortunately, it's not the Big Ten. We don't have that challenge system in place yet for Division II.
I've been watching a lot of the matches, and I hate it because it slows up the game.
It does. It's a real momentum changer.
Now here's Sutton on the receive for the Bulldogs. Baltz now right back to the name of Grand Marais, Minnesota. Meredith Sutton, one of our key players to watch, and she gets her first kill, and we're even up again, 4 apiece. Early going set number 1. Best 3 out of 5 here, and it is homecoming weekend here up on the UMB campus. We'll have another match for you tomorrow night here, courtesy of Bulldog Productions.
Yes, a busy weekend in Duluth, that's for sure.
Yes, there is. Ton going on.
Oh.
Swing, a nice dig out of there by Sutton. And there's a swing now on the outside by Sutton, and she misses the near sideline. Attack there, Bulldogs side out now to Northern.
That was a great up. That's really tough to get a swing out of being down in that crouch like that.
Yeah, it's tough to come back up right away after you just had a nice dig. There's Berg on the receive. Now Balls will go right back to Sutton with the big swing. And it's wide. Tried to go cross court, near side corner, missed it. 2 straight attack errors now for UMD. And now 3 straight points here to the Wolves. Off the serve. Balls down the slide. Here's the swing by Thor. Dug out nicely. Now coming back with their own slide attempt is going to be Snyder, and she'll miss it wide. Side out UMB 6-5. By the way, a couple of scores to pass along. Women's soccer finally snapping their 5-game losing streak. They defeated Northern State 2-0
Oh, wow.
on the road tonight in what was a snowy Aberdeen, South Dakota soccer field. There's a tip now down for the kill and a side out again to the Wolves. So good to see Coach Greg Kane's team got off the schneid a little bit.
I think it was snowing in Duluth today.
Yeah, well, they actually had full snowbanks. I was watching
Oh,
some of those games
gosh.
next to the field.
Oh, my God.
Our production engineer Dylan Field tells us that it actually has flurries. There's a big swing from Kate Berg getting her first kill of the match. There are actually flurries outside. You were out there more recently than I was, Steph.
I was not flurrying when I was outside.
Okay, so that is apparently is a very recent phenomenon.
Yes.
Other score to pass along, by the way, over to Amsoil Arena. The Bulldog women's hockey team, number 9 ranked team in the country, defeated Minnesota State 3-2 in overtime. So a couple of victories for the Bulldogs on the ledger tonight. Now here's a double contact for Emily Torvey. There was Emily Baltz, excuse me. See there, I did it again. That's the first time I've done it this year.
Yeah, it takes some. When they announced her name, I was like, who?
Yeah, exactly. So Emily Torvey, who now is, of course, Emily Baltz, as here is a service error long. Side out Bulldogs. I knew I was going to do it at least once.
Yep.
8-7 are your score. And speaking of Emily Baltz, she'll go back and serve it now for her second rotation here of set number 1. It's been tight all the way. Expect that throughout the match tonight, regardless of the outcome. Roselle now to the outside. Here's a big swing and a kill.
Yeah.
On that far side.
The fact that we're only 16 points in and we're already a full rotation around back to the first server kind of shows how close it is back and forth.
Yeah, very tight here so far. 9-7 Wolves. Manu is in for the Bulldogs. She received that last one. Now playing it over Hannah Meyer for the Bulldogs. Swing near side, tip at the net by Summer Ballard for UMD. Now they go cross court. Baltz is in the perfect spot on that one. Now Meyer for Berg, who just plays it over, and they're going to get the point.
That was close.
That was very close. A couple of players had a shot at it there for the Wolves. You always take that point when you can get it. So the kill for Kate Berg, and she'll go back and serve it. Wyzetta High School all-time leader in kills in her high school career, Kate Berg. As that's received in the back row. Now Roselle will pop it up. Now they float it over, and another kill. They've done that a couple of times. A couple of tips so far have found the floor here in the early going. And it's 10-8 now your score. Northern led throughout most of this early first set. Berg, Baltz. Now it's Meyer trying to go cross court. That was tipped at the net somewhat. Now here's a swing and a kill near side. That one by Jenna Reif, the 6'2 senior from Chester, South Dakota. And this Northern team was the preseason pick for a good reason. They returned a lot of firepower off that team that went 18-2 in the league last year.
Yes. Yes, like I said, they want to take it, so they're going to be fighting the whole time.
Sutton on the receive on that serve. Now she gets it right back.
There we go.
She hits it high off hands and gets the kill. There's a Sutton who Coach Jim Booth talked about in the preseason having a very strong arm and hits a heavy ball.
Yes.
She was one that he highlighted to watch. She gets her third kill already here of set number 1. Side out Bulldogs. Now it's Seifert on the serve. Roselle to the outside. Here's Reif again. Dug out back row. Nicely done by Seifert. Now to the far side. Here's another swing by Sutton. Tipped at the net. Reif one more time. Another dig by Seifert. Now Roselle. And now a tip over. Good coverage on the tip, though, by Baltz. Now Seifert bumps set to the outside. Meyer on the swing. Long rally here. Baltz through the middle, tipping it over is Thor, and we play on. Rife now, and finally she'll hit it into the net. And the Bulldogs up to the longest rally here of set number 1. So their second straight point, and they come within 1 at 11-10.
I think we can expect a lot more rallies like that throughout this match.
Could be, like I said, very tight. Now on the outside, here's the swing cross court. That one taken by Laura Snyder. Highlighted her in the open, 6'1" junior from Ham Lake. That one goes wide, however, and the Bulldogs have come all the way back to even it up at 11. Now Roselle, she'll give Snyder another shot at it. UMD trying to keep the ball alive. Nicely done. Played over by Thor.
Oh, gosh.
Now through the middle, there's a big swing and a kill. That was Morgan Boffield, the 5'10" junior from Plymouth, Minnesota. Back and forth they go off the side out. 12-11, now the Wolves ahead. And Snyder goes back to serve it herself. Sutton on the receive. Now here's Meyer going cross court. She'll get the kill. 12 apiece. And I get the sense, Steph, that we're going to be seeing a lot of back and forth here.
Yes.
There's no separation really achieved here so far. Typical top 10 matchup, I guess you could say, is there's an ace now for the Bulldogs. Off the serve.
I believe Madison Gordon is in the top 10 of the conference for aces per set.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman from New Berlin, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Bulldogs retake the lead, first lead they've had in a while. Now here's Rife going high hands, and she'll get the kill. Can see some sets that go over the 25-point limit here too, I would think.
At the rate we're going, yeah.
Yeah, no separation whatsoever here. Rife goes back to serve it now, receiving. There's Bird for the Bulldogs. Ball bolts to the outside. Here's Sutton on the swing. And they're going to call into the net.
Yep.
Against the Wolves. Side out Bulldogs. Been a lot of sighting out here so far.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna come down to really simple little things. Like not
overpassing off the serve. There's a swing by Bird, tipped at the net. Bolts on the slide. Here's Thor
nice
now.
swing.
Using the hands that time. Off Ashley Roselle, the setter, putting it down. The Bulldogs with a 2-point advantage here, now 15-13 as we come down toward the middle of the later stages here of set number 1. Now Roselle on the slide. Here's a big swing. A lot of power on that one, but it goes wide. Tried to set Boffield on the slide, and it, again, went a little wide, and now a timeout here on the court. Bulldogs with a 3-point advantage, 16-13. We'll take the timeout with them. We'll come back with more of the first set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country. We are back here at Romano Gym. First set, best 3 out of 5. Bulldogs leading at 16-13. We'll remind you that Essentia Health is proud to be the team physicians for the UND Bulldogs. More than 25,000 Northland athletes are saving expert orthopedics and sports medicine care is also available to you. Visit essentiahealth.org/ortho. As Lanu on the timeout continues to serve for the Bulldogs. Now off the slide. Here's a swing by Boffield again. They tried that play now 2 times in a row, Steph. Both times it has resulted in attack errors, so a little bit off on the timing there between Roselle and Boffield. The Bulldogs now with a 4-point cushion at 17-13.
13. 13 to 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 13.
And got another attack here, this time on the back row by Snyder. So Northern having a hard time here. This is a team, like you said, leading the conference in offense, and now another timeout can be taken. That's right out of the last timeout. The Bulldogs with an 18-13 lead now. Second straight timeout called here within 2 points by head coach Brent Aldridge. And again, we'll take it with him. Come back with more of the first set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions in Bulldog Country.
Gentlemen, as your City Auto Glass marketing consultant, I gotta tell you, your ads are a little silly. I mean, come on, silent movies?
City Auto Glass, your safety, our business.
Bulldogs leading here. Later stages, set number 1, Matt Johnson, Steph Saroyne. First of 2 matches we'll have for you here, courtesy of Bulldog Productions this weekend on homecoming weekend here in Duluth. As out of timeout, now here's Snyder going cross court, tipped by the Bulldogs at the net, and then Berg comes through and gets a swing and a kill. And Steph, you were just saying, Northern having a hard time finding their timing right now. Bulldogs ran off 5 points without really having to do much, and finally Berg gets a kill for the Bulldogs, and UMD now all of a sudden up by 6. Big swing cross court, dug out nicely by Seifert. We play on here. There's a swing and a block at the net. The combination of both Moore and Berg were there. I think it's going to be Abby Thor that gets the block. And the Bulldogs, after a very tight opening to this first set, now out to a 7-point advantage at 20-13. As Sydney Lanu continues to serve. Back row. Snyder now will pop it over. Now Langley on the slide. Slower from Bolton. That'll be another point for the Bulldogs, and a long run here for UMD. To go up by 8 now, 21-13, as Sydney Lanu continues to serve here for UMD. Roselle will pop it up. There's a swing cross court. And finally ending the run there. We're the Wolves, 21-14 off the side out. But they've got a big mountain to climb now here in set number 1 as Seifert on the receive. Off the serve, now Berg. Tipped at the net, but she's into the net on the swing. 2 straight points now to the Wolves. And now Coach Jim Booz is going to call a timeout. 21-15 your score as we get a look at the replay on that one. And Bulldogs and the Wolves, again playing here in set number 1. Reminder, our next broadcast, by the way, of Bulldog Women's Volleyball will come up right here at Romano Gym tomorrow. After the homecoming football game, it'll be MSU Moorhead, the Dragons, making a trek across Minnesota to take on the Bulldogs right here at Romano, 4 p.m. The opening serve. Steph and I will be on with the pregame starting at 3:45. As UMD right now on a 12-game winning streak, looking to make it 13 and possibly 14 this weekend. Of course, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, Steph.
Yeah.
Especially with this level of competition the Bulldogs are facing here tonight. But
yep, they kind of have to put the pedal down now.
Taking a look at the hitting percentages right now, Northern at a 0-0-0 hitting percentage. The Bulldogs right now at 292. So a noted change here from where the Wolves normally are. Is out of timeout, now Baltz to the far side. Big swing by Berg, and she clips the back line with the kill. For Kate Berg, that is kill number 5 already. Took that number 4. And 22-15 Bulldogs. Berg so far hitting an even 500 here in set number 1. As Megan Freeberg comes in to serve for UMD up the side out. Chance now for UMD as tipping it over is Berg. Nice defensive play that time by the Wolves, keep it alive. Now Baltz will go right back to Berg, and she'll use the block attempt. Get the kill, 23-15. Bulldogs 2 points away from taking set number 1. Let's go look at the replay on this one. Nice job by Berg. Freeberg on the serve. Now Roselle Near side, there's the swing, well positioned is Freeberg. For the dig, Lanu will play it over. Now Roselle on the slide, here's the swing and a kill. Side out. For Peyton Ellingson, 23-16. Baltz. Now here's Ballard on the slide, and she'll get the kill. And now it's set point, UMD 24-16. Bulldogs hitting .310 for the set. The Wolves at 0.33. And now Emily Baltz, the senior setter, will go back trying to serve the Bulldogs into a 1-set-0 lead here. Now Snyder on the swing, dug up. Langley was there to keep it alive for the Wolves. Now there's Baltz. Tina Seifert now to the far side. Here's the swing by Kate Bird, and she'll put it away. We just a block attempt of Ashley Roselle in the middle to put it down. And the Bulldogs, after a tight start to set number 1, end up pulling away and take a 25-16 to give UMD a 1-set-0 lead here. 25-16, Bulldogs take set number 1. We'll take a quick break and come back with the start of set number 2 right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions in Bulldog Country.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
My Minnesota Power is worth it.
It's worth it.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
The Northern Sun is competitive,
bold,
dedicated,
strength,
competitive, fierce,
memorable, strong, prestigious,
elite, determined, family, fierce,
dominant, unity,
competitive, family,
ambitious, excellence, unified,
competitive, possibility,
family,
competitive, prestigious, successful.
This is the NSIC.
Back here at Romano Gym, getting ready for the start of the second set. But before we do that, we'll take the time to remind you Old Dutch Foods is proud to support the Bulldogs. Delivered to you fresh from the heart of the Upper Midwest, from our signature Old Dutch boxes of potato chips to your favorite restaurant-style premium tortilla chips. Old Dutch has the perfect snack to satisfy any of your cravings. We've just been delivered the first set stats, and Steph, anything jump out at you right away here as we head into set number 2?
Well, the biggest thing, key of the game, Northern, they were the top hitting percentage in the conference. UMD held them to .031, meaning they only had 9 kills but 8 errors, whereas UMD is hitting .367. Yeah, that's a winning recipe right there.
So defense coming to the forefront here for UMD. Holding the conference's top offensive team well under their normal season average. And the Wolves will serve to start here set number 2. Bulldogs taking set number 1, 25-16. And here's Baltz now off the slide, just like they started set number 1. Ballard, this time she gets tipped at the net. Now they try to slide the other direction. That one's tipped at the net. That's Peyton Ellingson on the swing. Another tip at the net. Ballard and Hannah Meyer were both there, and then the ball kind of falls in between.
She is she's really tough to play. Her arm swing is so high and so strong that she's just hitting over the block. And then her block is over the hitters.
Right. Kate Berg goes back to serve off the side out for UMD. Now on the outside, here's a swing going cross court. That was Snyder again. She got dug up that time. Now Roselle near side. And this time Snyder makes no mistake on it as she puts it down with authority.
I think we can expect to see a lot more from her. She had 1 kill, 2 errors in the first set. That's not characteristic of her, so they're probably going to be going to her a lot more.
Yeah, she was hitting negative actually in set number 1, excuse me. Minus 167, and now here's a service error from Sydney Miller, and they'll make a switch here. Wolves a little bit off to start, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
And Seifert now to the back row off the serve. Now Roselle. Here's a big swing near side. That one by Sally Gall, and she'll put it down for the kill. Side out to the Wolves.
Granted, I don't know because I've never had to do it, but I think it's pretty tough to come into Romano Gym and play the Bulldogs, especially when they're on a hot streak like they've been. So maybe a little nerves coming out in the Wolves right now.
By the way, this is Jaden Langley on the serve. And now here's a block attempt at the net, but well used that time by senior Hannah Meyer. The senior from Tomahawk, Wisconsin, putting that one down on the swing. Kill for her, and the Bulldogs side back out, 3-2 your score. And here again, freshman Madison Gordon for the Bulldogs into serve. Now near hand side,
nice.
Big swing, and that one's blocked. Sally Gall, the sophomore outside here from Des Moines, tried to go cross court, but the Bulldogs up to the task at the net. They get the block. 4-2. Now UMD out to a 2-point advantage here. Gordon continues to serve. This time it's an error right into the net. And we'll go back to the Wolves. It was an interesting first set, Steph, in the sense that it was very tight. In fact, Northern actually had a 2-point lead at one point in set number 1. And then the Bulldogs, as here's going to be an ace now for Northern, and we're tied up again 4-4. But it was very tight in set number 1. And then the Bulldogs went on a huge run at the end of the set, and it seemed like Northern just kind of lost their game there for a bit.
Yeah, I think they got a little shell-shocked, and then they just kept compounding their errors one after the other, which can happen. Volleyball is a very mental game.
Well, the Bulldogs thought that ball was down. They were about to huddle up after the point, but we play on after a really nice defensive play by the Wolves. Now tipped.
Wow.
Oh. And she misses it by that
Great
bunch.
job for them to turn around and see that that ball was still alive. I think that was a little foot flick there that got that ball over.
That is legal in volleyball, by the way. You don't see it very often, obviously.
I think we would have seen Jim Booz up out of his seat if they would have been huddled up celebrating and that ball would have landed.
Seifert for the Bulldogs. Now here's
great
using
use.
The block attempt. And she'll put it down.
Truly, if a hitter could learn to do that every single time, they would be unstoppable.
6-4 now your score. Sydney Lanou. This is the rotation actually that got them in trouble last set.
Yes.
If you're the Wolves. As Langley receives, now Roselle. Back row attack.
Great dig.
Yeah, that was Gall on the swing, by the way. Now back the other way. Jenna Reif this time will go cross court, and she'll softly put it down for a kill. Wasn't hit all that hard, but just in the right spot.
Yep. Yeah, those fast sets are tough because the defense are trying to react, and Keena Seifert just got caught in the wrong spot.
Reif on the serve, received by Lanou. Now on the slide, it's Thor. Well positioned was Gall. Langley keeps it alive, and now bumping it over is going to be Ballfield. Bulldogs come back. Here's the big swing by Berg, and she'll put it down for the kill. One thing we've been able to see through the first 2+ years of Kate Berg's career is that she's got a really, really quick arm swing. She can put a lot of power on that ball, and she did a nice job of that on that swing.
Yeah, if she sees an opening, she's going to take it, that's for sure.
Roselle, far side. There's the swing. Dug out by UMD on Lanou. Berg again. Kate Berg having a heck of a match here so far for UMD. Used the block attempt that time of Boffield to put down the kill.
Yeah, she was hitting over 500 in that first set, and it's only gotten better from there. So
9 kills now, 571 her hitting percentage here this evening.
which for an outside is unreal. Outsides are supposed to hit around 250. That's a really solid game for an outside hitter, and she's doubled that, more than.
UMD now 375 the hitting percentage. As here's a side out now by the Wolves, making 8-6. UMD cooking on offense right now. Meanwhile, the Wolves still struggling a bit. Hitting better this set, 143, but 065 so far for the match. As Baltz now, here's Berg again. This time she gets tipped at the net. Baltz this time will go outside. Ballard just kind of rose up and softly hit it off the block attempt.
Yep. Again, if a hitter could figure out how to tool the block every single time, you'd be made.
If only it was that easy.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Baltz goes back to serve it here for UMD. Not the greatest serve received that time by the Wolves. Now here is Berg. That's better on the back row on the dig. Now here's the swing by Gall, tipped at the net. Go right back to Gall. She tries to go cross court. That gets dug out. Now through the middle, it's Ballard for UMD. Right from the back row. Now Roselle. Now a tip attempt. Well read that time by Baltz. Now Seifert getting the swing, and finally there's a block at the net as Meyer, a little bit off balance, didn't have as much momentum going forward as I think she wanted. And ends up getting stuffed by Boffield in the middle. 9-7 now your score. Side out to the Wolves. Trying to even this match up at a set apiece. As Baltz now through the middle, here's the swing, and that time making no mistake on the swing. For the Bulldogs was Meyer, and that'll send Berg back to serve it here for UMD. 10-7 your score. To the back, Reif, Roselle. To the outside, there's the swing.
Great day.
Yeah, nicely done that time, and getting all turned around. That swing, by the way, was taken by Sally Gall, dug out by UMD, and then the Wolves got all turned around. Couldn't find the ball, and
a lot of miscommunications happening. That's not the first time that there's been a ball where they look at each other and the ball's landing. They're just not talking to each other.
That's one of those we would think that Coach Brent Aldridge is going to have gray hair.
Yeah.
How long as this goes, if this continues. 11-7 Bulldogs.
Wow.
Here's Ballard now in the short set through the middle. Counting that one down. Right in front of Peyton Ellingson, and now a timeout on the court. Called by head coach Brent Aldridge in his 9th season. Wants to talk to his team as the Bulldogs have opened up a 12-7 lead here in set number 2. And we'll take the timeout with him and come back with more of the third set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions in Bulldog Country. We are back here. Romano Jim coming out of the latest Northern State timeout. Trying to get his team going a little bit as Coach Brent Aldridge. The Bulldogs continue to hit well into the 300s while the Wolves continue to really struggle, Steph, as you look at these stats here. Bulldogs right now hitting 362 for the match. And the Wolves, who came in hitting over 300 as a team, at 058. So it's been a tough first set and a half here, and now there's a set through the middle and a kill for Ellingson.
I think a lot of it, the ball control for the Wolves just has not been there. So we have a solid block lined up in front of them. They're probably not used to that.
Off the serve now. Baltz near side here.
Wow. Oh, geez. If I was the setter, I'd be telling my right front blocker to get there. Jeez.
Now Roselle tried to come over and dig that ball out, but that ball was smashed hard by Meredith Sutton. You got to look at the replay on that one.
She put that ball so down the setter's face, wasn't even in danger.
Seifert now continuing to serve here for UMD. Now Roselle to the outside, swing by Reif, tapped at the net. Here's Baltz going right back to Sutton. She'll go cross court. Langley on the dig, and they're going to call into the net. They're going to call it against Peyton Ellingson. And the Bulldogs now up to a 6-point lead. And to be honest with you, Steph, this is not what I was expecting in this match here tonight.
Not at all.
Seifert now on the serve. That one rides long, and the service error on the Bulldogs. But this has gone just about as well as the Bulldogs could have hoped.
Absolutely.
14-9 your score.
They
Still a lot of volleyball left to be played.
Yeah, they can't let off because this is the team that can lose this one even and then still fight back and come back. So they have to just keep the pedal down.
Free ball to the Bulldogs here. Seifert. Baltz, back set. Here's the swing by Meyer, tipped at the net. Roselle now goes to the far side. Reif this time dug out by the UMD. Back row attack for Berg, and she just continues to cook offensively. On the 10-foot line, she just took a big swing at that one, used the block attempt, and got yet another kill. Kate Berg is in a zone right now, as is Summer Ballard. You were talking about those numbers, Steph, between the two of them.
Yep. Summer Ballard hitting .714 with 5 kills. I mean, yeah, that's really good.
Yep, and Kate Berg now up to 11 kills.
Kate Berg hitting over 500 still.
Madison Gordon again into serve for UMD. Now through the middle. Here's a big swing and a kill. That was a short set. Side out to the Wolves, but a 5-point advantage here for UMD as we are in the middle portion here of set number 2. Sutton on the receive. Now she'll get it right back from Baltz. Goes cross court. Langley, though, on the dig. Should be a free ball to UMD here. Now on the slide is Thor. She gets tipped at the net by Reif. Now they go right back to Abby Thor, and that was going to go long. A little bit of miscommunication there. Thor was a little bit off balance, and she tried to punch it to the back line and just couldn't quite get it there.
Yeah, it was definitely open.
So 2 straight now to the Wolves. Dahl continues to serve it. And now she sends it long.
That was a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, I didn't miss by as much, I should say, as I thought it might. Right after her hand. Now Lanu will come in and serve for UMD. Free ball UMD now off the bad pass, and now big swing and another kill there for Kate Berg. That one went straight down. And another timeout going to be called here by Coach Brent Aldridge. He's burning through these timeouts, but he needs to because his team just can't find it right now. 17-11 your score. We'll take a break with him, and we'll come back with the rest of the second set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country. We're back here at Romano Gym. Come see what we're smoking at Famous Dave's today, located in Canal Park for all your barbecue and smoked meats. Famous Dave's is proud to support the Bulldogs again this season. As we get a look again at those stats, and we keep kind of harping on it there, Steph, but Bulldogs now at 357, and the Wolves not even at 100 yet, 085. And that really encapsulates what we've seen here so far.
Yeah, they're almost doubling their kills. Same with digs. They're out digging them by 9. Like, it's just hard to put anything together with those stats.
There's Baltz now rising up with the left hand and putting one down after a couple of nice defensive plays on the timeout by the Wolves. The Bulldogs now up 18-11 as Lanu goes back to serve it. And it's really been the off the bench serving that has gotten the Wolves in trouble here is now off the slide using a block and getting the kill is going to be Rife. But it's been the combination for UMD of Sidney Lanou and also Madison Gordon that have really, interestingly enough, kind of put the screws here so far to the Wolves in an 18-12 lead here. Now here's Berg on a big swing. She's looking for the tip, but none forthcoming. Rare attack error for the junior out of Wayzata on that one. And now a timeout for UMD. This is following a pretty similar pattern here.
Yeah, it is. Just want to stop any momentum because they have been so low energy that you don't want to even give them a chance to grab it back.
Well, I wonder, Steph, also at a certain point, if, like you said, Coach Jim Booz has got to be surprised as well with how this has been going so far because he's being very, very cautious about not letting the Wolves get any kind of momentum.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be fully aware of what they're capable of.
I'm guessing that this is not how their scouting report or scouting session went, so they're probably a little bit like, oh, we should just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it's the second set in a row where Coach Booz has called a timeout after 2 points coming out of a timeout. Clearly he wants to keep the momentum squarely with the Bulldogs, but like I said, he's fully aware of what this team is in Northern State. I mean, a very uncharacteristic performance so far for the Wolves. They only have one loss in conference play. That was to Southwest Minnesota State in 5 sets. So as we come out of the timeout now, and the Wolves now will try to serve and get back into this a little bit more at 18-13, UMD in the lead here. They're next to St. Cloud State tomorrow. That's going to be no treat either. On the outside, here's the swing by Berg. And the Wolves will give a free ball back to the Bulldogs, and rising up and putting it down. Seeing her opportunity was the junior outside hitter, Kate Berg. Berg now up to 12 kills with that latest one. 19-13 your score. She had a couple of big matches against the Wolves last year as well. As Megan Freeberg in to serve for the first time here in set number 2. Now through the middle, here's the swing by Ballard. Back row dug up by the Wolves. Now another swing tipped at the net. Langley, Baltz now tipping it over. Back row, there's Rife, another free ball to UMD. Ballard, Baltz, another tip over, and this one will finally fall wide. And Snyder tried to get over there and keep it alive, but they're just having all kinds of problems right now. The Wolves are just not crisp. Hate to belabor the point, but as here's a big swing now on the far side. That was Boffield. Now near side, here's an attack error by Berg. Another rare error for her so far tonight. Side out to the Wolves, 20-14 now your score. Off the serve, Berg on the receive. Now Baltz on the slide, tipping it, or trying to tip it over was Berg, tipped at the net. Now Gordon, tipped over this time by Berg. Back row. Now sent over by Gall. Now back over and using the block attempt was Summer Ballard. Bulldogs have done that very well tonight, Steph, so far. They found a nice mix playing against that big Northern State block.
Yes. Having the setter in the front row makes such a big difference because she's shown she can get the kill.
21-14 your score. Baltz catches the tape on that one. Now here's a block.
Big block.
Big block between Meyer. Meyer and Ballard were both there. 22-14, the Bulldogs rolling along here in set number 2. They took set number 1, if you're just joining us, 25-16. And this time,
oh, that's tough.
Baltz, with the service error. You get a better look at that block. It was Summer Ballard. As Roselle on the serve for the Wolves. Now it's Berg as we come back to live action. Tipped over now by Snyder. Coming back, here's a big swing and a block, this time at the net by Ellingson. Haven't seen much of that so far from the Wolves. 22-16 now your score. As Roselle continuing to serve it here for Northern State. Received by Lanou. Now on the sliders, Ballard again. Well positioned that time was the setter Roselle. Now she'll just play it over. Lanou, Baltz, near side. Here's Berg. That quick whip of a right arm of hers again coming through as she gets the kill. Berg, by far the top attacker either way. 14 kills now and a 407 hitting percentage. That'll get it done. 23-16 as she goes back to serve it herself. Overpass. Baltz to Meyer, and she uses the block again. And the Bulldogs now 1 point away from taking a 2-0 lead here against number 8 Northern State as Berg goes back to serve it. Crowd here, Romano up on their feet. Back row received now Roselle through the middle. Here's the swing and putting it
just
down
a second
time.
late. That would have been a rough.
Just a little bit off on the block attempt. Peyton Ellingson on the kill. UMD still set point, 24-17. Off the serve, received by Seifert. Now it's Meyer, and she'll put it down off the set from Baltz. And the Bulldogs making quick work so far. The first 2 sets here against the preseason NSIC conference favorites, Northern State. 25-16 set number 1, 25-17 set number 2. And with that, we will take a timeout and come back with a recap of the first 2 sets and look ahead to set number 3 right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country.
This is a place of real connections, and true nature's found. Of worthy horizons where what meets why, and a selfie is worth 1,000 words. This is a place that will become a part of you, because some connections are forever.
Looking for Hewitt.
No
Did
way.
he make that catch?
We're back here at Romano Gym. 2 sets in the books as Matt Johnson and Steph Soroy rejoin you folks watching back at home. And if you're surprised, so are we. We were expecting this to be pretty tight, but the first 2 sets have been anything but, Steph. 25-16 set number 1, 25-17 set number 2. And the Bulldogs coming out now for the start of set number 3, looking to sweep the preseason favorites in the league.
Yeah, the Bulldogs definitely need to not come out thinking that the third set is going to be a repeat of the first and second, because I can only imagine what the coach is saying to the Northern Wolves right now, but it can't be positive.
No,
so
no, not at all.
they are going to come out with fire to prove that this is not how they play. Like we said at the start of the game, they're the top hitting percentage team, and UMD held them, and they held themselves to .083. I mean, that's ridiculous. So UMD has to be really focused and come out right away, play the same, kind of stomp their foot down on them and not let them come back in at all.
As we get a look at the Harley-Davidson stats after 2 sets, taking a look at those numbers that Steph was just alluding to. Like you mentioned, Steph, .083 hitting so far through 2 sets for Northern State, a team that normally hits well above 300. And nobody on their team has more than 4 kills. Sally Gall actually leads them in kills with 4. And so far, big story here, Peyton Ellingson with 3, Jenna Ripe with 3, but Laura Snyder, who is hitting .375 on the season, is negative hitting so far here through 2 sets. Negative .083. She has just 2 kills and 12 attacks and has 3 errors. So she's having a very difficult night here so far for Northern.
So I think that's a combination of maybe nerves and UMD scouting and actually following their plan on knowing that she's a key player to watch and to be prepared for. UMD's also out digging them. They have 38 digs to their 27 digs. That's 11 digs more. Their side out percentage, UMD is siding out at 75, 77%, and Northern's only at 48, 54 for the first 2 sets. You just cannot win a game if you're siding out at less than 50%. So that's where the ball control is really coming in. You can see it with UMD. Very rarely are they out of system. They have all their hitting options at all times, and that's really tough to defend with a team like UMD when they have so many weapons.
Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, of course, Kate Berg, as we talked about, leading the way. She's hitting .407 for the match, 14 kills so far and 27 attacks, just 3 errors. The junior outside hitter from Wayzata. 7 kills up on the board as well for Summer Ballard. She's hitting .462. UMD as a team, .324. And like I said, almost doubling up the Wolves in kills. 33 kills for the Bulldogs, 17 for the Wolves. It's just been a very thorough performance by UMD. But more surprised by the performance of Northern so far.
Yes.
I did not expect this kind of performance from them through 2 sets.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they come out of that little break for this 3rd set. See if they're a little bit more focused or a little bit more on their game. But if UMD keeps going this way, I think we might be looking at a sweep here.
Reminder, our next broadcast, by the way, of Bulldog Women's Volleyball will come up tomorrow right here in Romano. Homecoming weekend roars on here as the Bulldogs will be taking out MSU Moorhead. That'll be a 4 p.m. opening serve. Steph and I will be along with the pregame starting at 3:45. That will be played right after the football game. The football game taking place at 1 o'clock, so it's going to be a busy couple of days. Men's hockey raising their 2nd straight NCAA championship banner tonight against UMass Lowell. Women's hockey defeated Minnesota State Mankato 3-2 in overtime, and women's soccer also won today, so a big weekend of sports here on campus. And
good day to be a Bulldog.
Yeah, things going well here so far, certainly for the evening, as UMD will serve first here to start set number 3 as Emily Baltz off the serve. Here's a big swing going cross court. Nice dig by Seifert, for the Bulldogs. Berg will play it over. Now Roselle through the middle. Here's a big swing by Ellingson, dug out the back row. That time by Sutton. And this time the point will go to the Wolves. I was unable to keep it in play there for UMD was Meyer. But again, you're seeing that well-positioned defense that's been frustrating Northern even on that point right there.
I mean, yeah, that's an open net, and we still got to dig. That's huge.
Now Meyer through the middle off the serve. Tipped at the net. Ellingson with another swing. Dug out nicely by Seifert. Now to the far side, here's Berg again. And that's kill number 15 now for the junior. Side out UMD. One-year score here. UMD taking the first 2 sets relatively easily, too. May I add 25-16, 25-17. As Berg on the serve, back row.
Wow.
And that kind of summarizes the night right there so far. As that one was served right into Langley, who got under it, but then hit it right into Peyton Ellingson's back. It ends up being an ace for the Bulldogs, and it's 2-1 now.
Oh.
And this time it's a service error for Berg, but you know you're having a rough night, Steph, when those kind of things start happening. And
yep.
Off the service error now. It'll go back over to the aforementioned libero, that being Jane Langley, senior from Fargo, North Dakota, on the serve. Tina Seifert there for UMD, tipped over now. And that one finds the line again by Hannah Meyer, and that's when you know things are going good right there.
Yeah.
She was
yeah,
off
it looks like the libero got a little lost and thought it was out. Definitely wasn't.
Seifert now goes back off the side out for UMD to serve it. Flips the top of the tape. Now near side, here's the swing. That one tipped at the net. That one was taken, by the way, by Jenna Reif. We play on. Roselle off the free ball. Outside, here's the swing. And that one is put down.
This is looking a little bit more like the first set where it's going to be a little more back and forth.
By the way, that was Sally Gall on the kill. She'll go back and serve it here. Back row, received by Berg. Baltz now far side. Here's the swing. by Meredith Sutton, and that one is wide. Attack error on the Bulldogs. 4-3 now your score. These have been few and far between in each set here for the Wolves. Looking for any kind of momentum they can get. It's Seifert on the receive. Meyer going cross court. Dug out. Snyder will play it over the top, and it'll go too long and over the end line. As we'll have a sub now, and here's the aforementioned Masson Gordon again coming in. She was one of the key servers for UMB in the first two sets. She and Sidley the new doing a lot of damage.
Yes, a lot of runs.
Flips the tape again there on that serve off the side out. Now tipped over by Boffield. Dug up by UMD. Now here's the swing. Sutton tipped at the net. Free ball now for the Wolves as Burton plays it over. Roselle now on the slide again. Boffield again. Gets tipped at the net. That one's going to go to UMD. That slide to Boffield really has not been connecting at all. 5-4 UMD. As Gordon again goes back to serve it here. Receive back row. Reif comes up with the swing. Well positioned was Seifert for the dig. Back row attack this time by Kate Berg, and she gets roofed at the net. Another side out. Now Jenna Reif will go back to serve it. I would expect that things are going to tighten up quite a bit here in set number 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Seifert, Baltz. Now Thor on the slide. Langley is able to run it down near side for the Wolves, and then they play it wide. Jenna Reif again. Then to go to the far sideline. And now Sidley Lanu, comes in to serve for UMD. Back row. Feed by Snyder. Now Roselle. Big swing and a kill that time. Powerful swing that time from the outside hitter. Evens up the score 6 apiece. As the serve now, well done that time to keep it alive, and now I'm not sure that ball ever got over.
I also think she was in the net, so.
Yeah, Coach Jim Booz popped up on that one. Either way, it's a point to the Wolves, 7-6.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one, but Berg receives this one. Now here's Thor coming through, and she'll put it down.
Well, that's the way to answer back.
Reif, who was trying to come forward off the serve. So Thor puts the kill down. Or are they going to say, oh, they're going to give it to Northern State? My mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened the last couple of plays. Hopefully we'll be able to figure it out.
Shoot. I think they called her in the net again. Abby, okay. I think she followed through into the net.
And now they get a block off the swing by Berg on the next serve. And all of a sudden, Northern with a little bit of momentum here, leading it 9-6 here, early stages, set number 3. And with the timeout on the court, we'll take it with them and come back with more of the third set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country. Matt Johnson, Stephanie Soroin back here at Romano Gym. Third set coming out of a timeout here with the Wolves leading at 9-6. By the way, the Crooked Pint in Duluth is the official post-game hangout of Bulldog Productions, located at the corner of Kenwood Avenue and Arrowhead Road in Kenwood Village. Feel free to join the broadcast team following home games for the entire 2019-20 athletic year. Also on the limit is a woman-owned business welcoming inquiries about decorating, clothing, accessories, and promotional products with screen printing, embroidery, and a host of new techniques. Operating since 1986, On the Limit is located in Lincoln Park and online at otlduluth.com. Berg on the timeout with a swing at the net. That one gets tipped. Now here's Snyder. That one dug out of the back row. Nicely done by Lanou. Short set through the middle, and the swing by Abby Thor is wide. I'm always looking for the touch on those quick ones through the middle, but
yeah, I'm not sure there was a touch on that one, but sometimes
that's what I'm always looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, you get trained to just do it.
This is Berg, by the way, on the swing. That one tipped at the net. Now outside. Here's the swing, and that one will go wide.
Yeah, you get trained to yell touch to call in or out because you might, it's human judgment, so you might get them. Oh, maybe there was a touch. Celebrate hard enough, they might call it.
Now, the little tricks of the trade, as they say. Oh, that was a nice setup right there as Roselle getting Ellingson on the slide. Peyton Ellingson's had a pretty strong match so far. Haven't been a lot of standouts so far, but the redshirt freshman out of Warner, South Dakota has played pretty well. Up the side out, 11-7 Wolves. Now there's an overpass at the net. Trying to put it down. Was the aforementioned Ellingson. Now here's Berg, and this time she will use the block attempt of both Snyder and Ellingson, who tried to slide over. Berg puts down the kill.
Yeah, UMD needs to start grabbing some momentum back. They can't let them start to run away in this set.
11-8, now your score. Baltz off the serve, receive back row. Now going up and trying to go across court again with Snyder. That one dug out by Seifert. They've read her well tonight. And now here's another attempt. This one will go wide. That one long up from Sally Gall. Attack errors continuing to pile up here. Two straight to the Bulldogs now, 11-9 your tally. Baltz, Langley. Now here's a big swing, and Lanou tried to just keep that ball alive. Nicely done, but couldn't keep it in play enough for her teammates to do anything with it. Get that kill to the aforementioned Sally Gall, sophomore from Des Moines, Iowa, getting that point for the Wolves. 12-9 off the side out. Let's go, as off the serve, Lanou receiving, Baltz. And double contact.
That might be a bit of a makeup call because the one before. I mean,
it could be.
I'm personally not a fan of the double call because it's about how the ball comes out, and you can have a clean set and it just spins, but that's what the rules are, so.
Yeah. Now Berg trying to play it over, and yeah, they're going to finally give the point, I think, to the Bulldogs. 13-10 now your score. But things are definitely tightening up here in the third set. Not at all surprising, Steph, considering what we saw in the first two.
Yeah.
I had to figure that Northern was going to play a lot better.
Yeah.
I
think this is more in line with what I was expecting. A lot more battling back and forth and long rallies.
Well, Coach Brent Aldridge not happy about something. He was up talking to the down.
I think they called it down, and she maybe got the pancake.
Berg will serve it for UMD in the back row. Now here's Jenna Reif on the swing, and that one will go down for a kill. And you're right, there's a lot more life to the Wolves here in the third set. You can tell they got a stern talking to.
They're not hitting really that much better. They're actually hitting the worst that they've hit, but UMD is just making a lot of mistakes right now that they need to clean up.
Berg on the receive of Jaden Langley's serve. Now free ball.
Oh.
Here's Reif on the swing. Well possession was Berg. Trying to keep it in play is Sutton. Well done there, UMD. Free ball again to the Wolves. Langley, Roselle, through the middle. There's a swing and a kill. You can see that one coming. As Morgan Boffield gets that kill. 15-10 now. And like you said, UMD coming back to earth quite a bit. UMD hitting it negative this set. As Langley now on the serve. The 5-point advantage for Northern State. Baltz to the outside. Going cross court and putting that one down with authority is going to be Meredith Sutton. And there's that heavy swing again.
Yeah.
So Sutton puts the
She makes it
kill
look
down.
pretty easy, but that's a pretty tough shot to hit that down and that hard. So
Especially with the tape of the net looming in front of you.
yes, and a block.
Now here's a swing on the far side. That was going to be a kill for Laura Snyder. She has been very quiet here so far tonight. 16-11 now your score. Side out to the Wolves, and Snyder will go back and serve it herself here. Just a junior from Ham Lake, Minnesota. Received by Berg, back row, now near side. Here's the swing and a kill this time for Hannah Meyer. Side out UMD, and here comes Madison Porter again, or Madison Gordon, excuse me. To serve it for the Bulldogs. She'll go back row. Snyder on the receive. Now it's Reif on the swing. Dug out back row. By Kate Bird. Free ball now. Roselle. And that time, Jenna Reif gets the kill. It does seem like they are much more aggressive, though, on their attacks.
Yes.
The Wolves are. They're not putting them down cleanly necessarily, but they're putting a lot more steam on them.
I mean, neither team is really blocking that well. Northern has 4, UMD has 3.
And now off to serve another free ball. Langley now. Near side, here's another big swing, and that one was clean. Sally Gall put that one down, and another timeout going to be called here by head coach Jim Booz, and he's already having a conversation with Emily Baltz, trying to figure things out here. So there is a timeout on the floor. 18-12 your score, and certainly Northern seems to have come to life here a little bit. Like I said, they're still having a tough time overall. They're hitting 103 for the match, and this
That's
set
their
now
first
up to
time, I
160.
think.
Yeah, they're the first time that they've been in the 100 range. UMD, by the way, has come all the way down to 247, but hitting zeros here so far through set number 3 after hitting 367 in set number 1 and 295 in set number 2.
Yeah, they're just scrambling right now. They're not playing like they're, well, up 2 sets because they're obviously down in the score. But, again, they didn't really come out like Northern was going to come out hard. And you can kind of see it here that they're caught back on their heels a bit. And Northern came out ready to continue this match. So, there's still a lot of game left, obviously. So, UMD just needs to dig in right now, side out, and then kind of go on a bit of a run here, which they are more than capable of doing.
Well, and as you said, it is kind of human nature to take your foot off the pedal a little bit when the first 2 sets go as quickly and as well for UMB as they did.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to see it, but it is, like I said, kind of human nature, and it seems like that has come to fruition here so far, at least, as we come to the later stage of set number 3 out of the timeout. Reif on the serve, Seifert on the receive, Baltz now to the far side. Here's the swing, and that's a kill for Meredith Sutton. So good response by the Bulldogs out of the timeout as Sutton will come out. Sydney Lanu will come in to serve. Still a 5-point lead here in set number 3 for the Wolves, trying to extend this to 4 sets. As Lanu serve. Right on the receive, now rising up, and here's a swing, and that one's going to go long. They're looking for a tip again at the net. Roselle especially is asking the up ref for the touch.
Some of these players better be careful. They're kind of yelling at the up ref, so they're getting a little close.
Now a free ball with the Bulldogs off the new serve. Baltz on the slide. Here's Thor. Dug out by Reif. Jousts at the net. Tipped over by Berg. We play on. Now Gall will tip it back. Thor. Baltz. Far side. Here's Berg on the swing, and she'll get the kill. Kate Berg. Kill number 18 for Kate Berg. She's hitting 351 for the match. Now a timeout the other way. This one going to be called by head coach Brent Aldridge. A little bit of a run here for UMD. 3 straight for the Bulldogs coming out of the timeout. Maybe a little bit of a reversal of momentum here, Steph, as we move on.
Absolutely. Again, they're all chipping away at the lead. There's still so much game left, so they just got to chip away where they can, take care of the easy plays, work hard on the tough ones. It's crazy volleyball how much a swing and momentum, a swing and energy how quickly it can happen and how often it can happen.
Taking a look at our Harley-Davidson stats here. Berg's still leading everybody in kills. She's got 18. Bulldogs still spreading the wealth around a little bit. 7 kills for Summer Ballard. She's still hitting over 400 at 429, excuse me. Meredith Sutton, 7 kills, 286 her hitting percentage. Hannah Meyer with 6 kills as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, 6 kills each for Sally Gall and now Jenna Reif. Laura Snyder now is hitting above 0. She's hitting positively, but still has just 5 kills with 4 errors. It's been a tough night for her so far.
Yes.
As out of the timeout now, Lanu continuing to serve it. And now an overpass, a tip down there for Abby Thor. Four straight now for UMD. Lanu continuing to serve on this rotation. And Roselle, savvy move that time with the left hand by the center, putting it near sideline for the kill. That results in a side out for the Wolves, and now they will go back and serve it, leading it by 3 in 1916. Off the serve, there's Seifert for UMD. To the far side, here's the swing by Berg, and that one is going to be a kill for Kate Berg. Gets the touch at the net.
Yep, chip away a couple points again. They'll be tied up.
As Megan Freeberg now comes in to serve it for the Bulldogs. 5'7" junior from Bloomington, Minnesota. Toward the back, there's Snyder. Pops it very high on the receive. Now Reif, dug out by the Bulldogs. Here's Berg again. This one tipped at the net, excuse me. Roselle, near side, rising up is Gall. Dug up by UMD. They'll try Gall again, and this time she hits it well over the end line. Sally Gall not getting over the top on that ball, got under it a little bit and sent it sailing over the end line. Attack error. The Bulldogs within 1 now at 19-18. Freeberg on the serve. Snyder on the receive. Now on the slide, here's the swing, and that's going to be a kill on the slide attempt that time for Ellingson. 20-18 now as Roselle will go back and serve it.
This is a big side out here.
Roselle, the redshirt senior from Warner, South Dakota. And she'll get the ace. I wonder if there was a little bit of a miscommunication between Lanu and Seifert on that one. That one was well in.
Yeah, those float serves are really tough to judge.
And now Berg hits one well long over the end line, so 2 straight points now back to the Wolves after the side.
I think, are both teams out of timeouts too right now?
I believe they are.
I think they are as well.
22-18 as Roselle continues to serve it. Seifert on the receive. Now Baltz on the slide. Here's Ballard on the
great swing.
The kill. Very intelligent player, Summer Ballard. Doesn't hit with a ton of power, but seems to know where to place it.
Yes.
At least so far tonight, that's been the case.
She has such a high arm reach that it's really tough to defend and really tough to try to block that.
As Baltz will go back and serve it here for UMD, 22-19. Back row. Now a quick set through the middle and another kill for Ellingson. She's played well.
Yes.
She's played very well in the middle, actually. I've been impressed with the freshman.
Yeah.
Side out, 23-19. Wolves looking to send this to 4, 2 points away. As Lanu receives back row, now Baltz. There's the swing. This time by Hannah Meyer, and she'll put it down. 23-20, the 2 teams siding out back and forth. As Sutton comes back in. Berg will go back and serve. Lanu checks out. And off the serve. High floater. Now Roselle. There's a big swing by Snyder. Good position on the dig that time by Baltz. Now there's the swing by Sutton. Tipped at the net. Baltz will try the other side this time, and Meyer will get the kill. 2 straight kills for Hannah Meyer. Like you said, UMD trying to chip away here. 23-21, set number 3.
Big dig there by Emily Baltz. Get that started.
Yeah, Snyder put a lot into that. Baltz
yes,
was
she
in the
did.
right spot. As Berg goes back to serve it. Roselle. Snyder this time gets rejected at the net. Sutton was there, so was Ballard.
Oh, there was still a timeout left.
There was one timeout left, I guess. 23-22 your score. And This is when it starts getting fun, at the end of these tight sets.
Absolutely.
But this is the kind of scores that we were expecting. The first 2 sets were the outliers in
Yes.
our minds.
It's fun, too, to see the girls get into it, get that block, and then start yelling. I feel like we had a lot of just, like, dead plays, like, not a lot of celebrations and stuff. This is what's fun to watch.
Yeah, it becomes a real strategy game at this point.
Absolutely.
Chess match between the 2 coaches.
Turns into kind of a guessing game, like, what set are they going to run so that we can key on that, and if you guess wrong and you don't dig it, it's a lot more strategy, I guess, than people probably realize when it comes to these situations with siding out.
Well, obviously, and, you know, volleyball's an interesting sport just because of the substitution situation. You only get 15%.
Yep.
That sounds like a lot, but if there's a lot of siding out, you can run through those pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
And so this is the point of every set that gets interesting, especially when it gets this tight. As Berg on the timeout continues to serve. Bulldogs trailing it by 1. Langley on the receive. Now Roselle to the outside here. Snyder on the swing. Well positioned again on the dig was Baltz. And another free ball now to the Wolves. Roselle. Snyder now got off balance, but she was still able to use the block attempt there of Ballard to get the kill. And Northern's just going to keep going to Snyder. And why not? I mean, she is their go-to player. And if you're the Bulldogs, you know that's going to happen, and she just made a play there. And
yep.
They get the side out as Langley goes back now, trying to extend this to 4 at 24-22. Berg on the receive. Baltz pops it up. And swinging gain the kill is Meyer. Anna Meyer now getting close to double figures. She now is up to 8 kills.
9, I think.
9 kills now?
Yeah, I think it just updated.
24-23. Seifert now off the serve. Still set point for the Wolves. Now rising up. There's a big swing by Ripe. Dug out by Berg. Now through the middle. Here's Thor on the swing, and she'll put it down.
Wow, what a dig by Kate Berg to keep that play alive.
Yeah, Ripe got all of that ball, and
yes.
Berg perfectly placed.
I mean, that was a great dig.
24 apiece. Seifert now on the serve. Roselle will pop it up. Now Rife this time goes back. Seifert on the dig. Now Baltz near side in the swing and the block. Meyer. Rife was there, so was Ballfield. And now set point to the Wolves. 25-24.
Big side out here.
As Laura Snyder goes back to serve it here for Northern State. Berg on the receive. Baltz. Now Thorg rises up. Tip at the net. Still alive. Baltz now for Sutton in the swing, and she hits it in the underneath side of the tape. Attack area UMD, and Northern State does indeed push this to at least 4 sets.
Yep.
They take the 4th set by the score of 26-24, and we expected that 3rd set to be a lot tighter. It was.
We did. A big thing for UMD to take away from that is they fought back from being down 6-7 points, and they still brought it to 26-24. I mean, that's a lot of momentum that they can carry, and it was their mistakes. They weren't beat by that team. They made some mistakes, so they definitely have something to go with going forward.
Hit just 150. Northern State not much better at 128, but the Wolves do just enough to take the 3rd set, and it's a 2-1 lead now for UMD after 3 as we head to the 4th set. 2-1 UMD in the lead. We'll take a quick break and come back with the start of the 4th set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country.
Student athletes in the Northern Sun competed at an unbelievable level.
The Northern Sun is full of national champions.
Every Northern Sun school has a positive influence in their community.
Student athletes in the Northern Sun strive for excellence in the classroom.
This is the Northern Sun.
Matt Johnson, Stephanie Soroyan back here at Romano Gym. 3 sets in the books here So far this evening, Bulldogs took the first two, 25-16, 25-17. Northern State bouncing back with a very tight third set victory at 26-24, and as a result, we're heading to the fourth set here between the Bulldogs and Northern State here in NSIC action. Steph, we talked about the fact this is a top 10 matchup nationally between these two. Bulldogs came in all alone in first place in the conference at 6-0. Right behind them, one game back, like you talked about in the keys to the game, one game gap between these two. Northern State 5-1.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Northern is ranked 8th in the nation. Like, we knew they weren't going to go away just because they lost fairly badly in the first two sets. So they came out like they wanted to prove a point, and they managed to do it. So now we have to see how UMD is going to respond.
Very much a momentum game. We talk about basketball being a sport of runs. Volleyball is also a sport of runs. And a couple of runs in that third set was all Northern needed to pull out the victory. UMD made a late run to tie it up. Then the last 2 points of the set go to the Wolves, and as a result, we are heading to the fourth set here. But still, look at the stats after 3 sets, Steph. It's Kate Berg's match right now, 19 kills.
Absolutely.
Hitting 341. She also has 5 digs so far. Tina Seifert, though, having a heck of a match. 22 digs for her. And Sydney Lanoux off the bench with 9 digs as well.
Yep.
Roselle starts Northern off here in the fourth set and getting stuffed again as Summer Ballard. And all of a sudden, play at the net began to swing a little bit here. Through the first 2 sets, Steph, it was dominated by UMD. Now Northern starting to flex their muscles a little bit.
Yep.
As Roselle continuing to serve 1-0 Wolves. Now Berg has to play it over. Roselle to the far side. And there's a swing and a kill.
See,
Sally Gall on that kill, but
this is why I don't like the double call, because there's no discernible difference between the set that Emily Baltz got called on and that set. It's the up ref's judgment, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right, yeah. Now it's Ballard again on the slide for UMD, and this one's going to be swung, and another kill, this time again for Sally Gall, who's actually been pretty good tonight.
Yes.
She's made some nice plays for Coach Aldridge and the Wolves, and the 3 points here to start the fourth set all go to Northern State, and they continue to serve. As Seifert in the back. Now they go to the near side. Here's Berg, dug out by Roselle, the center. Now they send it back to UMD. Now Berg again, and she gets stuffed at the net. You can definitely feel momentum beginning to switch here a little bit. Now we're going to have a substitution here for UMD. As Lexi Langenfeld's going to come in for the first time in the match. And she will replace the aforementioned Summer Ballard. 4 straight points here to start the fourth set for the Wolves. As Seifert in the back row. Now the set from Baltz over for Berg. Again, dug up. Nice tip coverage that time by Langley. Not the attempt by Meyer. Now Baltz through the middle, and that's another block as Langenfeld comes in, and she gets blocked right away on a set through the middle. And Northern State right now rolling along, Steph, and this is a good timeout for Coach Jim Booz.
Yeah.
He needs to stop this momentum right now. 5-0 your score here, and has to burn an early timeout here in the fourth set, as it's been a dominating performance in the first 5 points here of set number 4 for the Wolves. And this is, again, one of those situations you don't want Northern State to wake up. And
Absolutely.
They seem like they're fully awake right now.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. We're hitting the same shots, and they've moved into them, and they're reading them, digging them, and UMD is just not responding to them changing for what they're doing. So they need to come out, and they cannot let this set get away from them anymore.
Well, and you have to admire the desperation and the amount of focus that Northern has brought to these last 2 sets. Because, again, they don't have an easy path here. They're going down to play the number 11 ranked team tomorrow in St. Cloud State.
Absolutely.
And so you knew they were going to come out hard, knowing that they have another tough match tomorrow, taking on the Huskies. And
yes, absolutely.
We talk about also the fact the NSIC is a meat grinder.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think you can have many weekends where you're not facing someone in the top 20, so.
I didn't take a look at the rankings to count how many NSIC schools are in the top 20 this year, but it's your usual.
I think it was like 10 the last time I checked.
Oh, wow.
9 to 10, I think. 9. Okay. So, yeah, we were just informed there's 9 NSIC teams in the top 25, but only 8 get to make the NSIC tournament. So that just goes to show how competitive a conference this is.
Meanwhile, another block in the middle. This one for Peyton Ellingson. 6-0 now your score. Baltz to the outside. Now getting her shot tipped again. This time it's Berg. Now Roselle through the middle. Big swing and another kill.
Wow.
Again, it's Ellingson. And this is the look of something that could get away from UMD pretty quickly here if they don't shut this down in the next couple points here, Steph. As Roselle off the serve, clips the tapes. Seifert, nice job to measure that one. Now off the side.
There we go.
And Lexi Langenfeld finally puts an end to it, gets the side up for UMD, and well, they needed that.
Yes, they did.
7-1 now your score. Here is Berg now going back for her first turn of set number 4. Back row received that time by Jenna Reif. Now through the middle, quick set. UMD ready for it that time. Now Berg plays it over, and that one will go long. Just misses the back line. Attack error on the Bulldog outside hitter. 8-1 now your score. Side out to Northern State.
Just a lot of unforced errors happening right now, and it's really tough to get a run if you're making a lot of errors like this that you don't have to make.
Off the serve, there's Sutton receiving. Baltz now right back to Sutton. That one's tipped at the net. Roselle, nice job there to keep it alive. Now to the far side. Here's a big swing and another kill. Jenna Reif this time. And I'd say that Northern State is fully awake in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
9-1 now, the Wolves. Off the serve. Far side, here's the swing. Meyer again dug out. UMG just not able to put anything down right now. Baltz through the middle, now tipping it up and over. Was Langenfeld, tipped back the other way, this time by Snyder. Now it's Sutton, she'll play it over. There was Roselle, now to the far side, there's the swing and another kill, this one by Reif. And UMD just can't find the court right now with any of these shots, Steph. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. I mean, that's a dig that Keena Seifert's made how many times tonight already. It's just they're also a step behind or a step off almost. Like they're like, wait, what's happening? This team hasn't played like this all night. So I think they just need to settle down, play their ball, and kind of get back into their rhythm, and things will start falling into place again for them.
Service there on the Wolves. Now here's the aforementioned Keena Seifert back to serve it, and she goes right into the net with an error back the other way. And yeah, UMD now looks like the team that's a little bit off here.
Absolutely, yeah.
11-2 now your score here in set number 4. Jaden Langley, the libero, goes back to serve again here for the Northern State Wolves. Berg receives it. Now Baltz on the slide coming through. Here's Thor.
There we go.
And there she'll get the kill. Caught Roselle in a good spot, right up near the shoulder. That's tough to control.
Yes, absolutely. Get a little bit of fire back on UMD's side. Get them rolling here.
And the freshman Madison Gordon now goes back to serve for UMD. She's been one of the keys tonight for the Bulldogs from the service line. As here's Snyder now. And it continues as Snyder this time. I think she hit that one in the net. I was trying to see if one of the Bulldogs got a hand on it.
Yeah. Didn't quite see if they touched it and they called it down or they called 4.
As Gordon continues to serve it on the receive. Now here's the swing, and that's a kill. Jenna Reif again. Well, this is a team with a lot of options offensively. So when they start heating up, it's one of the reasons they were picked to repeat as conference champions.
Absolutely.
As Snyder goes back to serve it, Seifert on the receive. Baltz now on the slide. Here's Thor. And she puts it down now. A couple of kills for Abby Thor here in set number 4. Interestingly enough, she was actually hitting negative through the first 3 sets.
Oh. Did not realize that, yeah.
Figured things out a little bit here in the 4th set. In the back. Tough shot that time by Snyder.
You can't have two
by
on
the Bulldogs, and then going cross court
Great.
for the kill was Kate Berg.
Great shot. Great reaction by Abby Thor there, too.
I would say tough shot that time on the tip by Snyder, but
yeah,
well done by the Bulldogs to stay with it. And then another service error, this time by Lanu. And yeah, I can see the look on your face, Steph. It's these service errors.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think UMD has like 8 now.
That'll give a Coach gray hair.
Yep.
As Reif goes back to serve it, there's Lanu on the receive. Now Baltz near side. Here's Berg, who they've been riding all night. And
see, that's
for Kate Berg.
Yeah, that's the thing when you get your middles running. It just opens it up for all your other hitters because those quick sets to Abby Thor, it holds that middle blocker for just long enough for Kate Berg then to have open court to just swing away.
Freeberg in to serve this time. Now here's Snyder receiving. To the far side, there's Gall on the swing. UMD now trying to tip it over. Free ball to UMD. Baltz near side. Here's Berg. And they're going to say the block attempt hit the antenna.
Yep.
So a kill for Kate Berg. And Berg now up to 22 kills after that last swing. Bulldogs creeping within 5 at 13-8 here in the fourth set.
Yeah, that's another thing is UMD needs to just play relaxed. I mean, it's not like it's 23-18. You know, there's still so much game left. I feel like they got a lot. They got really tense really fast, and they just need to relax and just chip away, just like they did in the last set when the scores were a lot more crucial.
Off the serve, that's Jaden Langley on the receive. Now Gall, well read that time by Freeberg to keep it alive. Now Berg will take a swing near the net, and they're going to get the point to UMD. Berg was looking for the touch, and she got the call that time.
Yep, and you can tell it's a touch because the middle blocker just turns away and puts her head down, so no arguments there.
So we have a timeout on the court. 13-9 your score. Northern State in the lead, fourth set. We'll take the timeout with them and come back with more of this fourth set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country.
The Northern Sun is competitive,
Bold.
dedicated,
Strength.
competitive, fierce,
Memorable. Strong. Prestigious.
elite, determined, family, fierce,
Dominant. Unity.
competitive, family,
Ambitious. Excellence. Unified.
competitive, competitive, possibility,
Family.
competitive, prestigious,
Successful.
This is the NSIC.
Back at Romano, fourth set. This was an 11-2 set at one point in favor of the Wolves. 7 of the last 9 for UMD have brought them within 4 at 13-9. As Freeberg continues to serve it. Langley on the receive, now on the slide. Here's the swing by Boffield. Well read that time by Lanu to keep it alive. Now played over by Berg. And now dumping it over was Roselle, and that's one of those, she really just kind of deked the Bulldogs in that one. That was well done.
Yeah, just caught them all back on their heels.
She sold it well.
Yeah.
Side out, 14-8 now your score. Lanu, Baltz, near side.
Great set. Wow. What a set. I mean, Kate Berg took care of it, but that was pretty.
That was very nicely done. That's where that touch comes in.
Yep.
Side out UMD.
Yep, that's why not anyone can be a setter, even though everyone's hands can technically do it.
Got to know that's a little bit of a touch. Also got to know your hitters real well.
Great. Up. Wow.
Nice dig off of Gall. Now they go right back to the Sally Gall, and this time they're going to
Oh.
They're going to say...
Lexi was in the net.
Okay. Now they got Langenfeld into the net. A couple of nice defensive plays, though, by Sydney Lanu back there. Wow.
I mean, that's great pursuit right there.
Roselle goes back to serve it now for the Wolves. Are Seifert that time. Misjudged the serve a little bit, did Keena Seifert. 16-10 now your score as Roselle again continuing to serve here. Seifert on the receive. Now Baltz through the middle. Here's Meyer tipping it over. Dug out by the Wolves. Now Snyder for Ellingson. Popped up in the air. Now it jumps at the net, and it is going to be a point to the Wolves. 17-10 now your score.
Yeah, I'm good.
And now another timeout here going to be called by head coach Jim Booz. A touchdown, an extra point lead here so far in set number 4 for the Wolves. And again, the momentum going back and forth between these two. UMD had it early. Now the Wolves seem to have it back here in the fourth set. Still a lot of set to be played here, but still a 7-point lead here for Northern. If we take a look at the stats here, Northern now in the fourth set hitting 368.
Yeah, it's a lot more in line with what we were expecting them to be hitting.
Still only hitting 138 for the match, but you compare that to where the Wolves were. Set number 1, 031. Set number 2, 125. Set 3, 128. Now all of a sudden they've gone up to 368 here in the fourth set. Meanwhile, UMB, 367 set number 1, 295 set number 2, 150 in set number 3, and 115 here in set number 4. So the trends definitely favoring the Wolves at the moment. We'll see if UMB on this timeout can try to reverse that a little bit. Again, the aforementioned Ashley Roselle, a redshirt senior from Warner, South Dakota, continues to serve here for Northern State. Seifert on the receive now. Baltz, a bit of a back set. Meyer got tipped at the net. Now Berg gives a free ball up, and that one is put down again by Sally Gall. 18-10 your score. UMD made a little bit of a run. Now Northern State coming right back with a run of their own. Roselle, Seifert on the receive. Now Baltz to the middle. Here's Meyer, and she gets stuffed again. And that's been happening a lot here in the fourth set. UMB really having a hard time against that formidable front line.
Yeah.
With Ellingson and Gall in the middle.
I think Northern's had 5 blocks in this set alone. They were at 3, I believe, at the start of this set.
They kind of set the tone early with those first 6 points. And now here's a swing by Berg, and now she's looking for a touch and none forthcoming. Another attack error, and we're 5 points away, Steph, at this point from going the full distance here.
Yep. I mean, again, it's UMD making errors. They're not taking care of the ball at all here, and they just need to calm down, play their volleyball.
Now Ballard. And this time, UMD will catch a little bit of a break there as that set was a little bit off. Ballard was off balance.
It was a great touch by her, though, to get it off the block like that and duck out of the way. So
I was foreseeing an error on that one for UMD, but they do get the point. Side out. Now Berg will go back and serve it at 20-11 here in the fourth set. But yeah, this has turned into a heck of a match here now. As Berg off the serve. Received by the Wolves. Now there's a big swing by Gall, and nice set by Roselle. No chance for UMB to take that one up as Gall put that one down. 21-11. Another side out. UMD just has not been able to find any kind of runs either.
Not at all.
As off the serve. Sutton back in there, receives that one. Now here's Meyer going cross court, and she'll miss it. Near side. 22-11.
Yeah, I think that one was out. That was a good call.
That fifth set is looming now, too.
Yeah,
not exactly where I thought we might be after those first 2 sets. Here's a service error now.
Yeah, they need to start getting some momentum back here and start fighting back. Otherwise, they're not going to have any energy going into the 5th set at all.
Tina Seifert now will go back and serve it for UMD. Langley, near side here, Snyder, and she finds the back line. And like you said, now it's about creating some momentum for that 5th set if you're UMD.
Absolutely.
23-12, the Wolves 2 points away from setting the distance. As Jaden Langley will go back and serve it here. Seifert on the receive, now bump set, near side.
There we go.
And a nice swing that time from Meredith Sutton. Nice bump set that time as well from Emily Baltz. Those are not easy.
No.
Side out UMD 23-13 as Madison Gordon comes back in to serve. The back line. Now tipped over. Nice pancake that time by Gordon. Dug out back row now, Roselle. Snyder, far side.
Yes.
A block by Abby Thor. That was a solo block, I believe.
Unfortunately for her, because Emily jumped with her, it doesn't count as a solo.
That's a tough one.
It was her only, but it only counts as a 0.5 because she has someone with her.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. There we go.
The service ace now. And
big kill, big block, and a big ace are definitely ways to grab momentum back. So
23-15. Now your score is the freshman Madison Gordon continuing to serve here for UMD. See by Jenna Reif. Now she gets it right back and will hit it off the tape and down. A little bit of volleyball luck on that one for Jenna Reif, but she gets the kill, 24-15, and now set point here for the Wolves. As Laura Snyder goes back to serve it. Received by Seifert back row, now Berg pops it up. Sutton on the swing. Berg. Now for Thor, she'll tip it over. Jaden Langley on the dig, now on the swing cross court. Ballfield, UMD able to dig it up, and then a short set.
There we go.
Thor in the middle gets the point. 24-16.
This is where it's got to be frustrating for Jim Booz because he's like, why didn't you play like this from the start of the set? Not when you're down.
Lanu to opposite. And Langley, and now tipped over for Ballfield. A little bit of a missed set that time for Roselle. She hasn't had too many of them, but Ballfield adjusts to the ball in the air, tips it in between the Bulldog defenders. It finds the court. And with that point, Wolves take set number 4, 25-16, and we're going to head the distance here, even up 2 sets apiece from Romano Gym. 2 sets apiece. We're heading to the final set, and with that, we will take a quick break. We'll come back with the start of that 5th set right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions in Bulldog Country.
Classroom, competition, community. This is our gold standard. This is Bulldog Country. We go beyond the big save, beyond the big spike, and beyond every big play. Because we strive to be bigger than the game. We're national champions, student athletes, and role models, giving equal effort in all arenas. UMD Athletics, inspiring a region, building leaders.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill. The challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because this, it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Matt Johnson, Stephanie Soroin above the playing surface here. Dave Goldberg Court here at Romano Gym. We have the 5th set now coming up here between UMD and Northern State. Top 10 matchup. Bulldogs came in 6-0 in the NSIC. The Northern State Wolves, the preseason favorites, 5-1. In 4 sets have not been able to settle the matter, so we will go the full distance, 5 sets here. In that last set, by the way, the Wolves hit 407. And 13 kills, just 2 errors. The Bulldogs, meanwhile, hit 083.
Yep. That's pretty much the biggest difference right there. UMD just made so many unforced errors that they didn't have to make.
With that being said, Kate Burke continuing to have an excellent match.
Yes.
24 kills for the junior, 315 hitting percentage. Can't ask much more from her. 9 kills so far for Summer Ballard. She's still hitting 389, but she was in the 700s for a while.
Yep.
In the first 2 sets. 8 kills for Meredith Sutton, 7 for Abby Thor, also 9 for Hannah Myers. So the Bulldogs spreading the wealth around a little bit, but 2 players now for Northern State in the double figures. Jenna Reif now up to 11 kills, Sally Gall with 10. Laura Snyder still scuffling along a little bit with just a 7, hitting 037.
Yep, biggest thing is UMD has to come out hard and fast. This is a shorter set, it's only to 15, so they need to be on their game right away and not let anything kind of distract them from taking this one.
Well, in that last set, Northern State scored the first 6 points of the 4th set, got up 11-2. Bulldogs made a little bit of a run in the middle of the set, but then the Wolves pulled away again late in the set.
Yeah, you cannot spot them those points in this set, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the first of 15, of course, here. The 2 teams will switch sides after one team gets to 8. That's the rules. As we start the 5th set, and they get a side out right away. Short set through the middle. Again, it was Peyton Ellingson, the freshman. Get the sense that she's going to be a terror in this league before her career's out.
Absolutely.
That was Lanu, by the way, who opened up the serving for UMD, so a bit of a switch up in terms of rotation. And there's Seifert now on the receive on this serve. Now Berg gets blocked at the net. Ellingson again. Also there was Laura Snyder.
Right now, Northern just has all the energy, and UMD needs to take it back.
Yeah, like you said, you cannot let big runs start here in the 5th set. Not enough time. As Balsa on the slide, here's the swing by Thor. Dug up out of the off the court, excuse me, and then a miss hit on the far side. You can tell by Jenna Reif's reaction to it, but she still got the kill. And Coach Jim Booth's not going to wait real long to call a timeout here if he needs to at 3-0.
Yep, they have to side out here.
3-point lead for the Wolves. Lanu on the receive. Baltz near side. Berg on the
There
swing,
we go.
and there is the kill, number 25 for Kate Berg on the night.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot resting on her shoulder this set. She's kind of been the one putting it down and terminating the ball, so.
3-1 now your score. Every point going to be big the rest of the way here as Seifert goes back to serve for the Bulldogs. Receive back row. Roselle pops it up. Reif on the swing. Dug out by Lanu. Another free ball through the middle. Here's Ellingson getting stuffed by Ballard this time. We play on. Snyder now on the swing, and she uses the block attempt of Kate Berg to put it down. Side out back to the Wolves. 4-1 now. As Langley will go back and serve it here. Jaden Langley floats it over. Seifert. Baltz on the swing. Now here's
Great
Ballard,
swing.
and she'll get the side out. Every point's going to be big here the rest of the way as Baltz now will go back and serve for the first time here in the 5th set.
Yep.
4-2 Northern. Early lead here, set number 5. Back row receive. Far side, there's the swing now by Reif. Pop back up. Now Snyder. Nice tip coverage that time. Now Ballard through the middle. Off the set from Baltz.
Great swing.
4-3 now. Couple points in a row to UMD. Baltz look to tie this thing up here. And she goes back to serve it.
Great serve.
Now coming through, tipping it up in the air was Bobfield. Now Berg for the tie. Dug out. Roselle, far side. Now Reif with the swing, and she'll get the kill. Side out as Jenna Reif puts it down. Reif, by the way, up to 13 kills now. 5-3.
Yeah, she is. She's having a game, that's for sure.
Snyder on the serve. Berg now on the slide. Ballard has no choice.
Great
to
spot.
It was a good spot. Now it's Reif again, and they're
I think
riding
we
her
can
right
see
now. Jenna Reif right now seems to be the go-to player for the Wolves. Bulldogs are going to have to adjust to her here. Back up to a 3-point advantage here at 6-3. Snyder continuing to serve. Lanu. Baltz. Outside Berg. Langley was there.
Oh, God.
Popped up in the air. And now that one won't be played over. That was one of those that was a bummer a little bit for Northern because Langley did a nice job. Teammates didn't quite respond as quickly to that ball.
Yeah. I mean, that was a hard ball coming at her, and
she did a nice job to keep that ball alive. As Berg now, with the Bulldogs down by 2, goes back to serve it. There's Langley. Roselle. Now Snyder tips it over. Chance for UMD here as Ballard goes up and she'll get the kill. Summer Ballard coming alive here in the 5th set. 6-5.
absolutely, that's huge. Same thing again. If they can't be keying up on the outsides because she's clearly putting the ball down, it just opens it up so much for the pin hitters.
Berg again. Snyder this time on the receive. Now Roselle to the outside. There's Reif. Tipped at the net. And they go right back to Reif, and again she puts it down. Right now it's a battle between Summer Ballard and Jenna Reif,
yeah.
It seems.
Yeah.
Side out to the Wolves, 7-5. 1 point away from the switch of the
Yep.
ends of the court here.
This is a big side out for UMD here to be the one to control the switch.
Reif on the serve. Berg. Baltz. Near side here, Sutton. And they're going to
off the block and out.
Bulldogs. Hit the antenna, I think.
Yep, I think it went off the block and out.
Okay.
It looks like the setter confirmed it, which is why the coach isn't saying anything, so.
7-6 now as Freeburg comes in to serve for the first time in the 5th set. Langley there for Northern. Now it's Snyder again, tipping it over the top, and the Bulldogs just didn't read it very well. Caught Kate Berg a little bit back on the play, and Snyder with the tip kill.
That's called a campfire ball, because everyone's camped around watching it fall.
Terminology is great sometimes in these matches, I'll tell you.
I don't know if that's common, but that's what we called it. So.
I think that's pretty common. I've heard it referred to as that as well.
Okay.
Many times.
Yeah, so this is huge right here. If they can get a side out right now. So there's kind of a rule. First to 5, first to switch, first to 10, first to 15. Those are kind of your goals in a 5th set like this.
Meyer tipped at the net. Now Roselle on the slide. There's the swing. This time it's Ellingson. And I got to give Northern State credit for this, Steph. Their front line has been playing really well these last
Absolutely, they have.
If they win this match, it'll be because of those front line players.
Absolutely.
Really giving the Bulldogs fits. There's a swing by Sutton now, and she'll get the side out back. 9-7.
Yep, need a little bit of a run here now. Some tough defense, some tough transition kills. It's a whole new ball game.
Well, here's Madison Gordon, who's been one of their key servers in the match, so see if UMD can get a run going here. Down 9-7 in the 5th and final set here from Romano.
Great serve.
Langley on the receive, pops it up. Now Gall will tip it over. Gordon on the read. Now here's the swing by Thorne. She got stuffed. Ellingson was there. So was Gall. A little bit off balance. 10-7 out the side out. And now Ashley Roselle goes back to serve for Northern. And she'll serve it almost perfectly placed. Dipping serve back row, and Coach Jim Booth can't wait anymore. He has to call the timeout as Seifert couldn't get there in time. Northern State now with a 4-point lead, and a 1st to 15. This is a tough spot now for the Bulldogs. And if you're Coach Jim Booth, what are you telling your team at this point?
I'd say he's probably telling them that they need to clean it up, side out, and they need to push. Because right now there's just a lot of little things that are chipping away at their energy because they're such plays. Like you've seen me do it a few times now where I'm just like, come on, and that's like the kind of energy when you're out on the court you can't have because it just brings everything down. So they need to go hard these last points to tie it up and then carry them ahead.
UMD in this set hitting 308, but the Wolves right now hitting even 500.
Yeah, see that you can't do that. You can't let a team do that, especially in a short set like this.
8 kills, 0 errors in this set for the Wolves. The Bulldogs not bad either. I mean, 6 kills, 2 errors. That isn't bad. But
no.
The Wolves right now are just having their way offensively.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
UMD needs to put a stop to this quickly.
It just takes one side out and then a couple points, and then they're right back in it. So one pass here and then one kill.
Roselle continuing to serve here as we come out of the timeout. Key point for UMD, though, here out of the timeout for sure. As Roselle, Seifert on the receive. Now tipped over by Baltz. Roselle digs it up. Now tipped over, I should say, by Gall to the far side. Now it's Sutton on the swing. He gets the kill. Big point UMD. They needed that out of the timeout. 11-8 now your score. And Lanu will come in and serve it for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a big swing from Meredith Sutton right there.
Lanu. Roselle through the middle and a big swing, and they're looking for the lift.
Very interesting that wasn't called.
Instead, it was Ellingson getting the kill. Side out, 12-8. Bulldogs now really need to tighten up. Miller on the serve. Lanu receives now. Far side, here's the swing by Berg. Tipped at the net. Seifert. Balls will go right back to Berg, and it's off the mark, and it's tipped down. Peyton Ellingson again. And the difference here has really been the net play. The net play has been
absolutely
dominated the last 3 sets here by the Wolves, and they are now 2 points away from halting UMD's 12-game winning streak. As here's Baltz now over the top again, read well. Now Reif on the swing, popped up by Berg. They'll go right back to Kate Berg. She tries to play it over, tipped again at the net. Now it's Thor, and finally she'll put it down. But the Bulldogs had to work very hard for that point.
Yes, right now Northern is just terminating on one, maybe a second attempt that they get back, but UMD is just creating these long rallies. They're not putting the ball down.
Seifert now will go back and serve it for UMD.
Great serve.
By Reif. To the outside, there's the swing by Snyder, and she'll get the kill. And it's match point now for the Wolves, and boy, would this be a turnaround from those first 2 sets.
Yeah. Well, now they got to play perfect, so. Again, it's one side out, and then it's just playing some defense, so they're going to have to work hard, though.
Jane Langley now serving for the match. Seifert on the receive. Baltz to the outside. Now here's Berg on the swing. Dugout back row. Now Reif goes up, gets the swing away. Nice play by Lanu to keep it alive. Now it's Berg, and she goes near side, cross court. And she keeps UMD alive on the side out, 14-10. Meyer will come back in.
Some big plays here. They got to really dig in here, and they got to fight to get these last points, which they can do.
Take it 1 point at a time here if you're UMD.
Absolutely.
Back row Reif. Now to the outside. Here's Snyder on the swing. Lanu keeps it alive. Seifert. Now it's Berg. Tipped at the net, and she'll get the kill. Having an excuse me kill from Kate Berg, but she'll take it. And now a timeout going to be called here by Coach Aldridge at 14-11. UMD still fighting, trying to stay in this.
Yep.
At 14-11. UMD still hitting well, 316. But those numbers, again, here in this 5th set for the Wolves, 10 kills, no errors, 476 as a team.
Right now, it truly just comes down to defense right here. They need to dig in. They just need to be ready to go.
UMD will be back in action again here tomorrow. Steph and I will be along with you for it. 4 p.m. against MSU Moorhead. 3:45 will be on with the pregame. And hopefully the Bulldogs win streak will still be alive, but very much in jeopardy at the moment as we come out here.
Yep, like you said, 1 point at a time. Every single play, just 1 point at a time.
Match point number 3 here for the Wolves. After losing their first 2 sets. And like I said, it doesn't get easier for them. They're at St. Cloud State tomorrow.
Nope.
Huskies ranked number 11 in the latest poll.
Yep.
As Baltz now on the timeout. Toward the back row. Received by Miller now through the middle, going up. Here's the swing. And putting it down for the kill is going to be Laura Snyder. And UMD's 12-match winning streak is over as she uses the block. And the Wolves take the 5th and final set. They win the final 3 sets of this match. And hand UMD just their 2nd loss of the season in 5, 15-11. And you have to figure that you are going to lose a few. The 12-match winning streak was nice.
Yep.
But full credit to Northern State for coming out after that 2nd set, the first 2 sets where they were pretty much sleepwalking and then doing what they needed to do to pick up a victory.
Yep, absolutely. And like you said, it was a top 10 match, and both teams kind of struggled at different times, and Northern just figured it out when UMD didn't in that last set. So
the final score here in the 5th set, 15-11. The Wolves pull out the 5-set victory. We'll take a quick break and come back with a brief postgame and look ahead tomorrow against MSU Moorhead right after this. This is Bulldog Women's Volleyball, courtesy of Bulldog Productions and Bulldog Country. You can see that coming.
No, I know.
They're in trouble now. They're up against the Lions. Well, they showed why they were the conference preseason favorite.
I know. Yeah.
Matt Johnson alongside Stephanie Soroyan here. Final segment of our broadcast here for Mino Jim and Steph. Tough loss for the Bulldogs here tonight, especially how well they played in the first two sets. Northern in that third set kind of eked one out, but then from there, the Wolves, preseason favorites in the conference poll, showed why they really assumed control of this match with the last two sets.
Yep, I think this turned into just a game of errors, and Northern made errors early, UMD made errors late in the game. And that's kind of where the chips fell, where Northern came out on top and UMD didn't.
By the way, Northern in that last set hitting 478. They finished with 11 kills and no errors in that set. UMD, meanwhile, had 10 kills, 3 errors, hit 350. But again, give Northern State credit. In the fifth and final set when the chips were down, they played almost perfectly offensively, and there was nothing UMD could do.
Absolutely.
As we take a look at the final scores here again, UMD, as we get into our post-game summary here, UMD started out well first set, 25-16, looked like they were rolling pretty well, then really, again, continued to dominate in that second set, outscoring Northern State 25-17. You're up 2-0, you're feeling good, but I remember you saying, cannot take your foot off the gas against this team because they are the preseason conference favorites. They are defending conference champions, and you knew they were going to come out hard.
Absolutely.
And then that third set, it went back and forth. UMD made a run. Northern State would make another run. The Wolves end up pulling it out 26-24, and we go into the fourth set. And from there, Northern State really took control in that fourth set, scored the first 6 points of the set, then outscored UMD 11-2, scoring 11 of the first 13 points of that set. And from there, they really carried the momentum all the way over into the fifth set.
Yeah, UMD has a young team out there. Most of the time, there are some senior, junior leaders, but overall, they're a pretty young team, and I think maybe you kind of saw the nerves there of that, not being used to being in a high pressure, playing against a team like that where they come back. So hopefully they can just learn from it, go into tomorrow kind of wanting to prove that they're still top team and take it to Moorhead.
UMD for the match ends up hitting 235. They had 3 players in double figures in kills. Kate Berg had a great match. 63 swings for her. That's quite a lot. But she ended up with 27 kills, 286 hitting percentage. Meanwhile, she was joined in double figures by Summer Ballard with 12 kills and 11 more for Meredith Sutton. By the way, Ballard, 12 kills on 22 swings, 455 for her, so a nice showing for her.
Absolutely.
On the other side of the equation, Northern State had 4 players who ended up in double figures, and based on those first 2 sets, I never would have expected that to happen in the final assessment, but that's exactly what happened. Jenna Rife became unstoppable as this match went along. She ended up hitting 256. She had 15 kills, 11 kills for Laura Snyder, who had a tough match for her. You know, I mean, she's a player that came in hitting 375. She only hit 147, but she had the final kill to win this match for the Wolves. 10 kills for Peyton Ellingson, the freshman. She hit 625, and we talked about her. She's going to be a terror in this league.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she was kind of unstoppable for UMD. So.
And then 10 more kills for Sally Gall, who also was pretty solid as well in the match. So those are the final stats as far offensively in this match. UMD, by the way, with the loss, now falls to 13-2 overall. They are 6-1 in NSIC. Identical record now with Northern State, who is also 13-2 and 6-1. So things heating up in the conference race. It's just another one of those years in NSIC.
And who knows what upsets are coming down the road. Like, it's NSIC Conference Volleyball, so.
And it doesn't get any easier, like I said, for Northern. They go down to play St. Cloud State tomorrow, and so that'll be another tough match for them. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs will be back at home tomorrow, taking MSU Moorhead. That'll be a 4 p.m. opening serve. Steph and I will be along with the pregame starting at 3:45 as UMD will try to bounce back from this really tough loss here tonight against a very, very talented and, as it turns out, very resilient Northern State squad. Big thank you to everybody watching. Also, a big thank you to our production engineer, Dylan Field, who is with us over at Molosky Stadium at the production room. So a big thank you to Dylan. And so for Dylan and Stephanie Soroy, this is Matt Johnson one more time, repeating the final score. Bulldogs drop their second match of the season. Their 12-match win streak is over. They fall in 5 sets here to Northern State. We'll see you again tomorrow for the match against MSU Moorhead. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Bulldog.